Hey, what's up you guys? Today we're going to show you how to hook up a trailer wiring harness onto a Chrysler Town and Country. If you're going to be towing a trailer with your Town and Country, you're going to need a trailer wiring harness to be able to power your trailer lights. So let's go ahead and get that started. Alright, so we're right here behind the driver's side taillight. We're going to be removing these two tabs right here. We're just going to use a flathead screwdriver and we're just going to pry those out of place. As you can see, it's just those clips once you pull that tab out. All right, now that we have those clips out of place, we're going to go ahead and take our taillight and we're going to pull it outwards towards the side of the vehicle, and then it slides right out of place. As you can see, it has this little tab right here that just slides right into this hole. Now our next step is we're going to remove the harness from the taillight. There's this little red tab. You can kind of see it right here on the side. We're just going to pull that out, and then we're going to push down on this clip right here, and it will give you access. All right, and we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process on the passenger side. So we're going to pull that out and slide out of position. Now we're going to push on that tab right there. And as you can see on this vehicle, it doesn't have the tab on this plug. It has already been broken off, so it'll just slide right out. So now we're going to go ahead and gain access to the taillight behind it. As you can see, there's no access into the bumper right here. So we're going to open up these panels and get behind the taillight. So we're going to start by moving the carpet out of the way right here. And then we'll remove the center panel. We'll just use our flathead, and it has a couple clips along the bottom here. So we have these three on this side and these three right here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and pry open this panel right here. This will give us access to behind the taillight. Now when you pry out this panel, you're going to see that there's this little space right behind here. If you stick your hand in here and heading towards this way, it will bring you to the grommet. So we're going to go ahead and take off this grommet to gain access to those wires. And we're just going to use a flathead screwdriver just to pry that off. There's limited access through that hole, so we're going to go ahead and use a pull wire. We're just going to take this normal wire and we're going to stick it in to that hole till we can see it through that hole through the panels. So we'll go ahead and tape our attachment to it and pull it through. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take our harness and we're just going to tape it to our pull wire right there. And we're just going to use normal electrical tape. And again, this is the harness with just the yellow wire on it. And then we're going to go ahead and pull that through. And then we'll go ahead and remove the pull wire. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take our harness and plug it in. And then we'll just push on that red tab to lock it into place. Now, with all this connected, we don't want to leave all these harnesses just sitting right here behind the tail light. There's not going to be enough room to put our tail light back on with all of this in the way. So we're going to go ahead and cut our grommet and we're going to move it a little bit towards the front. So we're just going to use these cutters and we're going to cut that right at the top there. And this will come right off there. And then we're going to go ahead and take our plugged in harness and we're going to push it back in. Now with those pushed through, we're going to take our new wires and we're going to push it through the grommet, and we're going to put it back into place. All right, now that we have our driver's side in place, we're going to go ahead and put our panel back into place. Now, we're going to want to make sure that we line up those tabs so we don't end up breaking those. So we're going to go ahead and line those back up. All right, now that we have that all squared away, we're going to go ahead and take our harness. We're going to take our 4-flat and we're just going to leave it over here to the side, and we're going to pull out our passenger side harness, and we're going to route that to the tail light. And just like the other side, we're going to go ahead and take off this panel so we can access that. And just like the other side, we have those 3 connections, and we'll pull that out to the side. All right, so as you can see, we're going to use that same hole similar to the driver's side, and we're going to use a pull wire to pull that through. To gain access to that hole, we're going to take off this grommet, and we're going to insert our pull wire, and then we'll pull it through the other side. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take our harness and tape it to the pull wire, and we'll go ahead and pull that through. Go ahead and remove our pull wire. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and hook that up to the taillight harness. Lock that into place. And then we're going to take our grommet and we're going to go ahead and cut the top of that so we can move those wires out of the way. And then we'll go ahead and take the plugged in side, and we will put that back inside the frame. And we're going to leave the ground terminal and the other end outside of the grommet. All right, now we're going to go ahead and make our ground connection. We're going to take our terminal just right here onto this flat surface, and we'll be using a 1/4 inch tap screw. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take all this extra wire. We're not going to be needing all this excess wire, so we're just going to take it up and bundle it up a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and zip tie it together. And then we're just going to stow this behind these panels over here. And now we can go ahead and put our main panels back into place. And then we're going to want to line up these tabs. We're going to go ahead and take our 4-flat, and we're going to find a way to route it down towards the hitch itself. So if we pry open this plastic panel right here, you can see that there's this grommet right here that we're going to pull our 4-flat through. And we're going to bring it right over the hitch. And we're just going to leave it right there for now. We're going to go ahead and take some zip ties, and we're just going to take all this excess wires and keep them nice and snug next to this previous loom. So we're just going to make a couple connections here. We'll go ahead and clean those up. So now we're going to take our carpet, we're going to pull that back down, and just underneath our panels on both sides. And now we're going to take our center panel, and we're going to line up those tabs and put it back into position. All right, now that we have everything into place, we're going to go ahead and take our harness and plug it in behind the back of the taillight on the driver's side. And we're going to do it till we hear a click. Now we're going to push that red tab in to lock it in, and then we'll go ahead and put the taillight back into place. And we're going to line up this back tab right here, and we're just going to slide it in and line up these holes. And then we'll go ahead and take the clips and push it all the way in. And we'll do the same thing on the passenger side. All right, now we're underneath the bumper right here, and we have the 4-flat connection. Now we're going to talk a little bit about what you should do with this. A lot of people like to just loop it through the tow hook hole right here, and they'll just connect it right there. A lot of people will just leave it dangling out of the way. You want to avoid leaving it out. If you have it dangling, or if you have it swaying around, there's a lot of bad things that can happen. It can cause damage to your trailer harness and even to your vehicle. So what we're going to use is a 4-flat bracket. We're just going to mount it right here to the bottom of the bumper, and that will be able to hold the 4-flat. Where we see these 2 grooves, they line up right into that bracket to keep it from going anywhere. And now we'll take our 4-flat and we're just going to push that into the bracket, and those 2 notches in the 4-flat that we showed you, they just rest right in between that, and that keeps it right into place. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take our dust cover and we will put that on, and that will keep it safe. And now your 4-flat is ready to tow. So that is how you install a 4-flat trailer wiring harness onto a Chrysler Town and Country. Thank you for watching our video. Have fun, be safe, and enjoy the outdoors.